Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to The Seasoned Vegan. I'm Kia, and within the next 15 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to make some beef patties, but vegan style, of course, because this is The Seasoned Vegan. Now, these beef patties have a Caribbean kind of seasoning to them, so we can call them Caribbean beef patties, but they are absolutely delicious. So let me get straight into the ingredients so that you can learn how to make them for yourself, okay? So we're basically going to break this up into two different sections. We've got our dough section and our meat section. So for the dough, you're going to need flour, obviously, some water, some butter, some sugar. We've got some turmeric powder and Caribbean curry powder as well. That's what's going to give it that Caribbean flavor that we love so much. So, oh, and salt as well. So that's the dough, okay? That's everything that's going to go into the dough. Now we're going to move over here, and all of these delicious items are going to make our meat mixture. So check that out. We've got some vegetable bouillon, a bunch of delicious spices, an onion, a habanero pepper, some scallion, garlic, and some spices. Oh, did I say garlic and spices? Yeah. Anyway, as for the spices, it's allspice, ground ginger, garam masala, and thyme. And I'm trying to remember what's in that bowl right there. Oh yes, it's brown sugar as well. So those are the spices. And then if we just move on up here, we've got the Gardein plant-based ground beef today. It works really well in this dish. We've got some soy sauce, some oil, and some panko breadcrumbs. So if I still have your attention after all of that, let's just get straight into it. Those are the ingredients that you're going to need. And now let's kind of talk about the tools. So I've got a large pan here for my meat mixture and my large bowl. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to get our dough going in this because our dough does need to rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So I like to start with the dough. So here we go, guys. Let's just get straight into it. First thing that we're going to do is put all of our dry ingredients for the dough into this bowl, and we're going to whisk them up. So we've got the turmeric, the Caribbean curry powder, the sugar, and the salt as well. Yeah. So now we're just going to whisk until everything is well incorporated. And then we're going to add in our butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut our butter in. Now, I didn't really worry about my butter being super cold for this. You can if you want to, but I just found that it's easier for me to cut in my butter if it's a little softer because I don't have a kitchen stand mixer, which would honestly be the easiest way to do this. So if you guys have a kitchen stand mixer, I recommend doing it that way instead of by hand. But if you're like me and you've got to do it by hand, don't worry. Just use some elbow grease and some time and you will get it done. So I'm using my pastry cutter here and I'm just cutting the butter little by little, and I kind of turn the bowl as I go. You'll see in a moment, and that does help get it by a little faster, get it done a little faster. But yeah, this part takes time without the right tools. So anyway, just get your mixture until it's like this crumbly looking mess. And then go ahead and add in your water. And what I like to do is just add a little bit of water at a time because I don't want to add too much water or else it'll just be like too soggy and wet. So just a little bit at a time. Give it a nice mix here and there. And then what I do is I just get into it with my hands. And that's the easiest way to form the dough ball. So here we go. You're going to put in the rest of the water. And you're going to see this dough start to turn a yellow color because of that turmeric, which is pretty fun, I think. So here we go. Now I'm getting into it with my hands. And what I'm doing is just, incorporating the water and the flour until it becomes this sticky ball. And then what I'm going to do is just form it into a ball. You'll see. Let's just go ahead and watch for a little bit. There we go. I just kind of roll it around, squish it down. I think making dough is so much fun. I love it. So here we go. At this point, it's looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is cover it with some plastic wrap. Actually, I think this is cling film here. Anyway, You can cover it with whatever you want, whatever you got around the house. Cover it up, and then we're going to put it into the fridge, like I said, for about 30 minutes. So here we go. Let it take a little nap in the fridge. Set our timer so we don't forget about it. I have forgotten about things before. And while that is chilling in the fridge, we're going to prep all the other ingredients for our meat filling. So I've got my what is it called? Vegetable broth right here. And my soy sauce is going to go right into that. And we've got our spices laid out and our butter. Now let's go ahead and prep all of our vegetables. So we're going to chop up our onion. I hate chopping onion, by the way. I hate it. That's why I'm not that good at it yet, because I hate it so much. I just have to practice more. And I'm sure it'll get easier for me, but I'm just being honest here. I do enjoy garlic, because I like smashing it. So we're going to mince up our garlic too. And we're also going to chop up our scallions. Easy peasy. And the scallions, oh, they just give it such a good flavor. I love it so much. All right, last but not least, we are going to prep our habanero pepper. And I don't know why, but I chose the biggest habanero pepper. And let me tell you, it was spicy. It was so spicy. So if you can't handle the spice, leave it out. Trust me. If you can't handle it, then have fun. Enjoy. It was spicy, but delicious. So delicious. So you could use a small one. You could take the seeds out. Do whatever you have to do to make it delicious for you. All right, you guys, we are moving on to the cooking process. How fun. So first off, we're going to cook our garlic, or our onion for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to add in our garlic and our scallion. There it goes. And we're going to cook that up for about 2 more minutes. We're going to try and get it nice and browned at this point. There we go. That looks perfect. Now at this point, we're adding in our meat. So like I said, I'm using the Gardein brand, but you can use whatever type of vegan meat you want. You could even do a super firm tofu that's crumbled up, and I'm sure that would be good. If you don't like substitute meat products, you could also use lentils, and I'm sure that would be absolutely delicious too. And some mushrooms. Now we're talking. All right, so at this point, we are going to add in all of our seasonings, and it's going to start smelling so good. So just a reminder, this is brown sugar, allspice, ground ginger, and thyme, and some salt, and the Caribbean curry powder as well. So you can imagine how good the kitchen is smelling now. It's so phenomenal. And you guys, you know what? This mixture would probably be pretty good on top of rice too, if you didn't want to go through all the trouble of making the patties. Just saying. So once everything is well incorporated, then we're going to go ahead and add in our hot pepper, if you like it spicy. If not, please leave it out. And our butter. I'm just going to put in a knob of butter after I mix up my pepper, get everything incorporated here. Now I'm going to add in my butter, and I'm just going to mix that around until it's all melted through, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, let's move along. We're going to put in our vegetable broth now, and remember my soy sauce is also in there. The soy sauce is optional. I like the flavor that it gives this meat mixture. So now we're just going to kind of like cook it down for about 10 minutes. And once it's cooked down and all the liquid is gone, then we can add in our panko breadcrumbs. And I like to put the panko breadcrumbs at the very end because I feel like it helps this mixture become less wet and soggy. Obviously, we're putting this into a dough patty, so we don't want it to be soggy and and like get the dough all soggy, if that makes sense. So yeah, we just kind of want to dry it out a little bit and then remove it from the heat. And now the meat mixture is done. Now we can move on to the assembly process, which is so fun. I love this part. So what I like to do is flour my work surface so that my dough doesn't stick to it. And I get my dough out of the fridge. Go ahead and remove the plastic wrap or whatever you have on it. And we're going to divide this dough into 12 even pieces. If you want, you can use a scale to make sure that each piece is super even. That would be the more scientist way, or you can just eyeball it like me, which is the more artist way. Artiste. So I'm just kind of cutting it into fourths first, and then I'm going to go in and cut each of those pieces into thirds, and that's going to get me 12 pieces. So yeah, I just eyeball it. I don't really care about it being even. It's going to be roughly even, and it's going to be delicious, and I'm going to love it. And that is it. So here we go. We've got them all divided up. And now we can move along. There are 12 pieces, so we're going to get 12 patties. Obviously, that's what this recipe makes. So in order to assemble them, here is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you this twice so that you can follow along and learn for yourselves. It's very straightforward. So what we do is we take one piece and we flatten it out into a circle. I like to use my rolling pin so that I can, get a very even size, even flatness. And just, roughly, I don't know, what is that, 6 inches around? Perfect, like that. And then what we're going to do is take our meat mixture, and I'm using about half a cup of the meat mixture, maybe a little less than half a cup of the meat mixture for each dough ball. And what you're going to do is just fold that dough right over the meat mixture, making sure to keep everything centered in the middle. And then just flatten it over and press those sides down. Perfect. And what I like to do is take my fork, where's my fork? Here it is, and kind of just press the pieces of dough together to seal it all up. So just like that. And I go all the way around with my fork. All right. And that is how you make a meat patty right there. So we're just going to go ahead and do this 12 more times until we're all done, and then we can bake them up. And by the way, the more filling, the better. It's just so much better. So fill them up. There we go. Easy peasy. And don't they look so appetizing? Love it. All right, so I'm going to show you that one more time just so that you've got it, even though it's such a straightforward process. We'll just do it together one more time. Also, if you're having trouble with your dough sticking, go ahead and add some flour to your rolling pin or your hands or the dough itself, and that will help a ton. And if you don't have a rolling pin, feel free to use your hands. I've done that before. You can also use any type of glass jar and roll that along as well. It's up to you. Just have fun with it, you guys. That's the most important thing, to have fun. So here we go, rolling it out beautifully. Bada boom, bada bang. Now let's take our meat mixture and we're gonna put it right on top, right in the center. There we go. I like to just make sure everything is in the center and it's not going to fall out the sides. Pretty easy to work with. Also, this dough is very, very forgiving. Very easy to work with. Very, very easy. So here we go. We'll just watch along. And if you feel like your edges aren't the shape that you want, like I said, it's such a forgiving dough. So just go ahead and take your finger or a utensil and just kind of get it to be the shape that you want. And it's going to look beautiful. But more importantly, it's going to taste delicious. So if they don't look absolutely perfect in your eyes, don't worry about it. Unless you're after perfection. But I've just found that that slows things down and it makes things less fun. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? It just has to be delicious. Bada boom, bada bang, look at that. Okay, so I did end up doing it in 2 batches as for the baking. That's what I mean. I baked them into 2 batches. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it in your oven for about 400 degrees and you're going to cook them or bake them for 30 minutes. And then they're going to be perfectly golden brown and ready to eat. You will just want to let them cool for about 5 minutes maybe. Oh, I guess I cooked them 20 minutes. Never mind, not 30. Don't burn them, you guys. 20 minutes. Oh, Lord. All right, so there it is when they are done. Nice golden brown edge, crispy edge, and a delicious succulent filling. Let me show you the inside. There we go. You guys, these are so, so good. They're so good. And once you get the hang of the process, they are really easy to make and so, so delicious. If you guys remember, this is the main dish that I had for my Thanksgiving dinner, and I was very happy, very, very happy. And I've been enjoying them with cranberry sauce and my cider, and it's just the perfect pairing. So thanks for watching, you guys. I will be seeing you in the next one. You have a great day or whatever. Love ya. Bye.